Hey there, Winnie here with Jazzydoodledesigns, and today I'm going to go through my art goodie haul, and there's quite a few things. I thought I was being good, but I did go on vacation and I bought some things at the Blick, and I was gifted a couple of things, so let's just dive in. Let's start with the colored pencils first. So first up is the Black Edition 100 set. So the 100 set is not available in the United States right now. So I did get this through Etsy. It took about a month, just under a month to get, but the company was easy to work with, and as always, I find Etsy to be a nice app to work through. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail because I've talked about these on my channel quite a bit. We'll move on. Next up is the Amazon Basic. They're called premium colored pencils. These are a budget set. Here is the color palette for these. I was pleasantly surprised by these pencils. I got 4 budget sets recently, and so I'm going to be doing kind of a little showdown between them where I break the palettes down and I break down my thoughts on each of the pencils. I'll talk about price and that kind of stuff, so look for an upcoming video on that. But overall, I was really pleased with these pencils. They remind me a little bit of like Arctics, maybe would be something similar, but they have a really good price. Next up is the Blick Studio pencils, and there's 72 in this set. They're actually very similar to the Amazon Basics, so that's why I thought I would maybe do a showdown between them. But here's the palette for these. Once again, smooth go down. They have a decent palette. While on vacation, I had the ability to go into a Blick store, and I was kind of excited, so I ended up buying these. I am happy with them. I feel like, for the money, they were a decent pencil. Once again, I'm not going into a lot of detail with these because I do plan on doing a video. The last one I got the last budget brand was this Cezanne. It's 120 pencils. Now my understanding is this is the Jerry's Artarama store brand pencils. I really like these pencils a lot. I feel like you got a really nice palette of colors. I like that they all move into a gradient as opposed to like this one weird random color. And there are a couple of random colors in here, but I feel like there isn't that jarring, stick out like a sore thumb color. Anyway, look for that on the channel coming up. Okay, so while I was at Blick, I just had to fill out my Luminance pencils, right? So if you've seen my previous haul, you know that I got a screaming deal on the Luminance 72 set. However, I'm kind of a big girl set. I gotta have all the things. So it was always my intention to fill this out. So when I went into Blick, I was super excited. I was armed with the name of all the colors that I was missing. This was great until I realized that they had them on the shelf by number, and I didn't have the number of the ones I was missing. And quite honestly, I didn't know I was gonna happen upon a Blick on my trip, because I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking about waterfalls and, vacation-y things. But anyway, so I sat there in the colored pencil aisle and literally pulled out every pencil read the name, and then filled out the 28 pencils that I was missing. Now, one of the things that I noted was that I could have bought the portrait set plus 4 more pencils, and that would have filled it out. So it was a little cheaper to do it that way, but they didn't sell the portrait set at the Omaha Blick that I was at. So I spoke to them, and they were super nice and gave me a really nice discount. It wasn't quite as much as that, but then I had them in my hot little hands right then, and I could examine them, and I just felt like it was a win. So so now I have all of the Luminance pencils, and forgive my chicken scratch on my chart. I always do the charts and then I finalize them. Like mine, I make little tiny tweaks, and I don't feel like swatching out all the colors again, so I just make the changes here, and then they are correct on yours. For example, I think they changed the name. It used to be Light Flesh and Dark Flesh, and now they changed them to Warm Earth. So not sure if this is like a politically correct thing or why they changed the name. But anyway, that's something for you to know if you're looking at maybe an older tutorial that says, hey, use light flesh or dark flesh, and you're like, I don't have that. So anyway, so I'm excited about that. So look at them. Aren't they pretty? I like these Luminance pencils. They're fun. As far as other pencils, I bought this Derwent Chinese White, and I heard that this was the pencil to get as far as white. I've also heard that about Luminance, and then a lot of people swear by Prisma. Well, I own them all, so zoom in just a little. So I did just a little swatch here for us. Personally, I think any of these, the Derwent drawing, the Prisma, the Luminance, this is a poly, so you can kind of see it's, but even the poly did okay. This is on colored pencil. I did a black colored pencil here and a blue colored pencil here, just to see if that made a difference. And you can tell that the white pops more on this colored pencil than here. This has more layers. I did more layers to see if I could get the black to show up. But I think all of these pencils are really nice. They're very opaque, and I think they're worth having in your arsenal. Is it worth having all of them? No, I would just pick one, and I think that they would do just fine. Next up, I got these Derwent blender pens. I did a video on my channel talking about blending, and these, I waited like 2 days for them to come in the mail, and they just kept getting, I don't know, because the post office sucks, it just never showed up on time. So anyway, those are in this haul. I bought this eraser for my eraser video, and I bought this on Etsy as well. This is specifically designed for colored pencil, and it's okay. I definitely prefer my method of, I like having a kneaded eraser. I pick up as much as I can with the kneaded eraser, and then I use my Derwent or my AFMAT eraser, depending on what size tip works best. So this did okay. I wasn't really wooed by it. You have to be careful that when you first go to erase, sometimes it would actually just smear it before it started to erase. And so I wouldn't tell you to rush out and buy this one. I feel like there are other erasers that are better than this, but it was part of my haul. I got this diamond glaze. It is a water-based dimensional adhesive. So diamond glaze is great if you need to glue something like jewelry or different things like that. They use it. But when you put it on paper, you can put like a drop on paper, and when it dries, it literally looks like a water drop. So you could put that on, let's say you had a page with a frog on a branch and a leaf, and you could put some of these drops on the leaf to make it look like dew. So that is kind of cool. You can also use it if you want to adhere glitter or something like that, because it's see-through and it will adhere your glitter without changing the color. It's also good if you want to make something look glossy. A seashell maybe. You know, the inside of a seashell is glossy. Something like that it would. So let's talk about the books that I got. I got this, the Quackling Book. It's by Wendy Elderson and Aaron Shepard. I like storybooks, and this one is a cool little storybook. And it's got nice grayscale pictures to color. And I plan on coloring this and giving it to my grandson when I'm done. I just think it's cute. Next up is Maria Trolley's newest book. So this is a compilation book, which I didn't know, but I'm kind of glad about, because this is my first Maria Trolley book. So what I like about it is it does have, down here in the bottom, it tells which book it came from. The pages are numbered. And the other thing to note is that she does have an appendage of all of the animals and plants that she uses in her pictures, which I think is really helpful if you're looking for references. Next up is this book by Posh. It's Thomas Kincaid. So if you follow my channel, you know I like the Thomas Kincaid Disney book, and I color in that a lot. This one is exactly the same style, only it is Thomas Kincaid paintings. And quite honestly, I'm a little intimidated to start this book. But it is pretty. I like Thomas Kincaid's art style, so I think that will be fun to work in. Next up is Millie Murata's Woodland Wild. Now, she has a full-size version of this color book, but this is just pocket size. Now, I have mixed thoughts about this, because as someone that is getting older, a lot of this seems pretty small to color in. On the other hand, I like that it's not a humongous page for me to just feel like, oh, I'm coloring forever. So the jury's out on this one. I don't know if I'm going to really like it because it's a smaller size, or if I'm going to really hate it because it's a smaller size. I can't win. Or I can't be pleased. One of the two. Next up is Gnome Sweet Gnome. And I love Teresa Goodrich. I love everything she does, but this book is just stinking cute. Like, look at these little gnomes sleeping in the bed. This will probably be, I'm letting you all choose for color alongs, but this will probably be something that I do either as a speed color along or just while I'm sitting on the couch. But I have to color in this soon. This one is the Art of Coloring Disney Villains Revised Editions. So there's 100 pages here, but I like Disney, and I just think that this is a really fun book. What I like about this book is the images are really large, and sometimes I really enjoy just getting behind one subject matter, just doing one focal point instead of pages that literally have hundreds of little things. I like that, you know, I really like, sometimes I like just doing one big focal point. Like I love this Ursula. It takes up the whole page. She's got her little eels with her. So there are little side bits, but the bulk of the page is one image. So I'm looking forward to coloring in this book as well. It's going to be fun. So I picked this up at Joann's, I believe it was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Joann's. Okay, so the final thing that I bought, a while back I did a blending video, and I was able to test this Zest-It in the video, and I do like this product. But it was 15 milliliters. I had to buy it from Etsy. It took about a month to get, and it was kind of pricey. Whereas I had heard about this Eco House. However, Eco House doesn't sell to Colorado. Now they sell to California and they sell to Canada, both of which are a lot more stringent about what products they allow in their state or country. And so I felt like it probably had something to do with our crazy sales tax laws that they don't sell to Colorado. But anyway, so I wasn't able to purchase it. But while I was in Blick, I saw this, and so I picked up this bottle. Now, this was 4 ounces, and it was like $5.48 or something like that. It was considerably cheaper. And I got 4 ounces as opposed to 15 milliliters. I almost feel like the sponge, there you can see there's definitely moisture in there, but it's not like, if I turn this upside down with the lid off, it doesn't pour out. So I feel like this is a much better value. And in my just initial testing, I haven't tested it on an actual picture, but I tested it on some swatches, and I felt like they performed exactly the same thing. They both have orange terpenes in them. They both have a strong citrus smell. So take that for what it is. If this is available to you, you may want to give it a try, because I do like that it's advertised as non-toxic, extra mild, low toxicity solvent, and thinner, colorless. You know, I feel like it's a little bit maybe of a better solution for me personally. Probably what I'll do is just pour this in here when this is dry, because I do feel like they're almost the same product. So I hope you enjoyed my haul. I have some really cool goodies coming for next time. So that's it for this time. Don't forget to mark in the poll what pencils and medium and book you would like me to do for the next color along. It's on the channel Jazzydoodledesigns. And if you like videos like these, please consider subscribing. I'd love to see you. Until then, we'll see you on the next one.